All right, welcome back. Welcome back. The Cash Cow Show. I am John Robert Quinn.
I'm Bradley Enmeyer.
And what are we talking about here in part 3? What is our agenda here?
Well, there's a cost to not being move-in ready that people don't realize and think about. You're a do the numbers guy. You're a math guy. You did mortgages. You understand the 4 quadrants.
Correct.
So let's say you've got a property that needs about $3,000 in repairs, and it's going to rent for $2,500 a month. But you don't have the $3,000 to do the repairs, so you decide it's going to rent for $2,000 a month.
The question I have is how do you have rental properties and not have $3,000 for repairs?
You might just be starting out. All your money might be tied up in that,
or you leverage yourself too high.
But I agree. Or you just don't, want to spend it because you kind of like, well, I don't really think it needs it. But the truth is, it needs it.
Yeah.
For you to be competitive with the rest of the market.
Yeah, then you probably shouldn't be doing real estate.
Yeah, probably not.
If you're wanting to put people in subpar properties, probably not the best industry for you.
Nope. You should take the money that you were going to invest and put it in a real estate investment trust.
Go buy land.
Yeah, put it in a real estate investment trust and get a mailbox check. But I have met people who are rebounded from evicting a bad tenant, or the court system has let them drag this thing out for like 90 days. So you're meeting a mortgage payment, which you kind of didn't plan on. You're meeting the expense of going to court. They're trashing the place. You've got it pretty much cleaned up, and you've exhausted your budget. And there's still another $3,000 worth of stuff to do that you kind of I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you figure you'll lower the rent and get a tenant. So you lower the rent, so you lose $500 a month. That's what, $6,000 a year?
That could have fixed the issue twice, right?
Yep. So you need to go figure out a way to borrow the money, get it cleaned up. Because also the other thing that people forget about is if you're not equally competitive in the market with your rental property, it's not going to rent in 15 to 20, 30 days. You could be another 2-3 months down the road when you're really in a super cash crunch. Now you're scrambling around looking for a realtor before you get that can't make your payment notice. Why are you 2 payments behind?
Correct.
Go into panic mode, start jumping on the first tenant that shows up with cash who's running from an eviction somewhere that hasn't showed up on their credit, and you're just in that downward spiral. And I've seen a ton of people end up there just by not being able to manage their money, create that reserve replacement account, lose money for the long-term vacancy. And even if it's not a cash crunch, if you're just cheaping out, it's going to cost you in the long run.
It's going to cost everybody in the long run.
Doesn't hurt the tenant much because the tenant that you end up with is willing to settle for that, and they're not going to take care of the property.
But the first time that there's any kind of, one problem leads to another problem.
Oh yeah.
And then you have a bigger problem.
Then you're back in that spiral of the tenant doesn't want to pay, and this time he may have the legal right not to pay
and could leave.
Yeah.
And now you have to get the property fixed in order to get the next guy in.
Yep. And you got less money while you were doing it.
So it makes more sense to just get it done right the first time.
Totally new concept. That's why you're listening to this. It's like, do it right the first time. Yeah, and negotiate with contractors. You go to a home show, you can find a lot of contractors that have downtime and materials that you can negotiate with. Hey, look, doesn't have to get done today. I don't have to be your number one high priority client. But I got this rental and that rental, and if I can get a hold of you and you can plug them in and I can hang a contractor's box on it, you can have access whenever you want. What kind of a deal can you make me for your slow week?
Okay.
That can work good.
What else should we cover?
Let's see. Reserve replacement funds. Always set some money aside.
Okay. Explain that to me.
We do it on all the big projects. Basically, it's you build out your budget. You know what all your expenses are going to be. You've got your profit coming in. Take part of your net profit and just set it in a separate account, savings account, whatever kind of account.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs to be liquid. Every single month for those high ticket items that you got to buy. Water heater goes out, AC blows up, mainline plumbing collapses, major roof leak, big storm hits, you still got your deductible for your insurance. You need that cash set aside. Just financial planning for your investment property is basically how I look at it. So that you're not hitting that credit card or tapping your personal savings to keep this thing afloat when something happens.
Why would somebody not have reserves if they have a rental property? I don't understand that concept.
I don't know why they wouldn't, other than they just don't know. And a lot of people don't.
It just seems lazy.
Not so much lazy as just don't know. Nobody ever explained it to you. And some people, their rentals are inherited properties where they just never thought about it, and they're in a market where they can't really sell it. Or they understand the concept of cash flow and they want to hang on to it, but it wasn't something they planned on.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh, all of a sudden I've got something that's generating some money, positive cash flow. So you build your business model to go, okay, so for, let's say, the first 10 months, if this thing's making me $800 a month, I'm taking $400 a month and putting it into a savings account. Build up my cash
I
reserves.
mean, that's what would make sense.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't. And then when you get to that $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 mark, then you can reduce it to, oh, I'm only going to put in $100 a month, and I'm going to take another $100 a month and add it to the mortgage payment, or put that in the account. And at the end of the year, I'm going to write that 13th check just to pay down the principal.
Exactly. And you're paying the principal down, you're getting the home and quicker, you're paid off quicker, and you're going to have a higher ROI on the back.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everybody just do this? Is it that they don't know numbers? Is that the whole thing?
They don't know numbers, and most people's experience in rentals, as far as smaller owners go, they never got any of this financial planning in school. They were never taught this anywhere. I mean,
Well, what's my excuse?
Where did you and I learn it?
Exactly.
We went out and learned it on our own because we were motivated. It's what we wanted to do. Not everybody is figuring that out.
Well, I can say this. If you are unsure how to improve your ROI on your property, I just say Bradley and Myers written the book on it. That's what CashCowSystems.org is all about, and it's all audio. You can stream it for free, or you can download them each piece for $2.99, and it's right there, and all the answers are right there. So, CashCowSystems.org. Check it out, CashCowSystems.org. Anything you want to add before we go to break?
Yeah, you don't have to digest it all at once. What's your current problem? Go to the website and go, hey, I'm looking to figure out where I can find a good tenant and how to screen a good tenant. So I'm tired of getting the tenants that I've got, or I want a better quality.
The tenant handbook will do that.
Well, that'll help you, but it won't help you screen.
Okay. So
Tenant handbook,
So what do you have for that?
oh, we got a whole program on how to process the applications, where to find the tenants. That's like $2.99. You can go learn that. So what I'm saying is you don't have to digest all of this at once.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your current problem is, hit the website. If you don't find it, shoot me an email off the contact me page and go, here's the problem I'm having, and I'll get back to you on it.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a break. We're going to learn a little bit more in the last segment here. We'll be right back.